Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're taking a look at Crash Landing. This is an expedition in the Transylvanian Alps. This expedition is unlocked after completing both Sorry for the Late Reply and even Stranger Things. So we're going to be using the Step 72 Albatross for this expedition. And along with me I also have the operator Akane Ishida and the Jaeger Solveig Friedenlund. So we're going to be using those specialists to help us with this truck recovery. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing. So we are currently at the field operations base, and we're going to start off by heading down this path to get over to this island over here. And we're going to head up into the center of this island, and we're going to use the drone to explore the island, unveil the map, if you will. And then we're going to head down here, and right in this swamp right here is going to be the KRS Pathfinder. Once we get that hooked up, we just need to bring it back to the base, so we're going to follow this path up through the mountains here, nice and easy, and bring it back. And when this is done, you will have a brand new KRS Pathfinder. So, that being said, let's begin and I'll show you how it's done. So the first thing we're going to do is just head right on out of the outpost here. And right around this corner, we're going to follow the path up to the left here. And from here, we're just going to follow the road. But then the road will come to an end. So what are we going to do? We're going to go right across the river. So there are some rocks we can use to get across over here. And then from there we can just head on down and right across the water here. And then we got just a little bit of snow to go through. And then from here, we're going to follow the path right around the corner here and make our way down to the river. And once we get down to this broken ice down here, we're going to stay on the right side here. Just going to get right up onto the rocks. And we're just going to stay on the right side here. Right up over the frozen rocks, and we're going to cross over to this one here, and then immediately head to the left and go right across in between these two rocks here. Head right on up, and that will take us across to the big island. Alright, once we make it up the island, we're just going to go right down the coast here. And then from here, we're going to head to the left and head on into the center of the island, where we will get some good vantage points for exploration. We're just going to head right on through here and then up the left side of this cliff here. And then we're going to head down into the rocks. And we're just going to make our way right on through this, heading to the right and then off to the left here. And you can already see our exploration tracker is starting to gain some percentage. So we're just going to head right on up over here. And right here, we're going to go ahead and start with binoculars. And we're just going to do a nice scan all the way around. And that is going to unveil most of the area. Nice centralized binocular scan, and that's going to take us up to 86%. So the only spot we're missing is right along the coast here, so we're going to go ahead and jump in the drone. And with all that extra scouting power from the drone, we'll be able to just fly around and unveil the rest of this pretty quickly. We're just going to go right around the edge of the island here. That's the only thing we're missing. And there we have it. That is the exploration area done. So from here, we're just going to head up around the hill here, come on down and across the water. And that is going to take us up over here where we will find the truck. So for starters, we're going to just head on through these trees here. And while we're heading past it, we're going to just stop by this airdrop and check for supplies. We got some anchors and some fuel. And then we're going to continue on our way. So right over here, we're just going to make our way down. It is a little tricky here. It is kind of slanted and some rocks, so just take it nice and easy going through here. And now we just need to get across the water. Easier said than done, of course. This is a bit of a tricky crossing, but it's not too bad. You don't need to be afraid of it. So what we're going to do is, right in between these rocks here, we're just going to start going across the water. And we're just going to go right up, right through the middle here. Kind of staying to the right side of the rock. And kind of use that banking of that rock there to turn us. And that is going to get us across the water. So from here, we're just going to follow the coastline down so we can head on over to where the truck is at. And we're just going to go right on up these snowy hills here. I got caught on the tree, didn't I? So yeah, you want to go right in between the tree. You don't want to go too far to the left there, because there is that nasty drop off there. And hopefully that tree doesn't give you as much troubles as it gave me. And we're going to head right on down, and we're just going to knock these trees over, because we need to go this way. Alright, from here we're going to go right across the snow, and then we're going to follow this slope up to the left here. And then we're going to head to the right. And that is going to get us down into the swamp where the Pathfinder is located. So go on and hit the blue square. And now we have to return the truck to the base. So we're just going to pull forward in front of it so we can get a good handle on the back of our vehicle to the front of this vehicle. Just like that. I'm going to back up to it, give us a nice close winch point. And we're just going to pull it out of here real quick. Fire up the motor for just a moment. Let's get it out of the bog, and then we'll talk about where we're going. Alright, so from here, we're going to head right on across these rocks here, and then up through the mountains this way, and that is going to take us up this pass and over to the base. Nice simple route. So what we're going to do is head right on up through these trees here. And we're just going to go right along the edge of this pool here. Right now I do have the engine on the Pathfinder, just to help give us some oomph over these rocks as we navigate through here. This is probably the trickiest part right here, so I'm actually going to shut this thing off for now. So we need to get right down this right edge, and it's very narrow. If you get off to the right, you can tip to the left. If you get off to the left, you can tip to the right. So we're just going to kind of just go right on through there. And now we can fire this thing back up again. Yeah, with that specialist I have, this thing gets some oomph, so... It's actually a lot more capable than my truck, so... Not a problem at all, as long as the engine's running. In fact, it's actually pushing us right now. So yeah, I'll be using a combination of shutting it off and shutting it on as we make our way through these areas. Right over here, we're going to head on through the swamp. This is a bit of a tricky spot, so I'm going to shut it off for now. Just navigate right on over these rocks. And then from here, we're just going to go right on up the hill. So we're going to fire the truck up again. And once we get over this hill, we're going to head down into another swamp. And we're going to head right on through the trees off to the left here. And then from here, this is a bit of a tricky spot, so we're going to once again shut the truck off. And just make our way up to the right here, around the rocks. And now we can fire the truck back up again. And we're just going to weave right in between the trees here. And then we're going to follow the rocks up. And once we get through the rocks, we have some nasty snow to get through. And we're just pulling it around the corner here. We can fire it up again now that we're clear of that tight corner there. And then from here, we're going to head on over to the left. And once we get over to the sinkhole, we need to get through the sinkhole. So I'm actually going to shut the truck off again. so that we can just get it right on up this climb here. Let's fire it back up. That way we can get a little bit of power going up through here. Yeah, if at any point you're getting stuck, just kind of fire the engine on the truck. Usually it's because it's hung up on something. Just give it a little bit of strength to make it over the rocks itself. And right over here, we're just going to make our way back on over to the outpost. There's one thing you don't have to worry about in this truck rescue. It is the fuel consumption of the vehicle in tow. There is more than enough fuel to get this one done. I've actually had the thing running for almost the entire rescue. Anyway, once we get through the snow, there's our drop-off location right over there. Go ahead and just bring the Pathfinder into the yellow box. And there you have it. That is going to complete Crash Landing and reward you with the KRS 63 Pathfinder, as well as the Emergency Reserve M for the Pathfinder as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think, and until next time, I'll see you in the wilds. Bye-bye.